will help give you a better understanding of these magnificent creatures and all that they represent.
While they are found in every ocean, orcas living off the coast of Iceland are quite different than those near Costa Rica. In fact, there are at least 10 types, or ecotypes, of killer whales. An ecotype describes the differences between killer whale size, physical form, prey, social structure, and habitat. As you can see, the differences are subtle, but noticeable when compared side by side. Orcas are adapted perfectly to their environments. And even the whale's black and white coloration has a purpose. It camouflages the outline of their bodies in the water, making it easier for them to surprise and catch their prey. When viewed from above, the black of the whale blends in with the dark depths of the ocean. When viewed from below, the orca's white bellies match the brighter surface of the water, blending with the light above, giving them the perfect camouflage.
Designed for killer whales to get a quick breath of air right at the surface of the water. Even the location of their eyes works to their advantage. It looks like their eyes are in these white patches, but that's a visual distraction. Their eyes are actually located in the black area just in front, camouflage from trashing prey. And the fin on the killer whale's back is called the dorsal fin, and it's usually used to stabilize them in the water, but can also be used to help regulate body temperature. And because there's no bone or muscle in the structure, you might see it curve. And the flippers on either side of the orca's body are called the pectoral flippers and are mainly used for stopping and steering. And each pectoral flipper has 5 bony digits on either side, just like our human hands. And the lobes on the killer whale's tail are called the tail flukes. And the tail flukes are the killer whale's engine, propelling them close to 30 miles per hour, which is as fast as some of our speedboats. But they swim the fastest and use the most power when they're propelling their nearly 10,000-pound bodies all the way up and out of the water.
Killer whales are highly social animals with a well-defined social structure. An orcapod is always led by a female. Though just half the size of her male counterpart, she is in charge. It's all about attitude, not size. Because they live and work as a group, Orcas need to communicate with sounds and body language. Orcas use clicks for echolocation or navigation. Whistles to socialize in the pod. And calls for group coordination and hunting. Vocal development studies here at SeaWorld show that early on, calves learn vocalization from their mothers. But as they grow, they learn from others close to them as well. This is a bottlenose dolphin call that Shuka learned and even taught other killer whales here at SeaWorld. In fact, orcas are the largest members of the dolphin family. Whales here and in the wild use vocalization to communicate all the time.
Like all animals, killer whales use body language as a form of communication. A pectoral slap might be used to display dominance or to get noticed. For example, a mother might use a pec slap to get the attention of her calf. When they really want to be heard, they breathe. Sky hopping is how killer whales coordinate and get a better look at their surroundings as they hunt. Is also a form of communication that killer whale uses in the wild. Communicators, so it's no wonder that they're at the top of the ocean's food chain.
Killer whales work together to rear their young, protect their pod, and most importantly, pursue and catch their prey. Every day they cooperate to survive in the wild oceans of the world. The orca's hunting techniques are as varied as the whales themselves. Norwegian killer whales will circle herring, herding them together. The whales use sounds to coordinate with each other and to disorient the herring. With the fish confused and contained, the whales stun them with their powerful tail flukes, making for an easy meal.
By grabbing them right off the beaches. We can see this here in front of us. Antarctic orcas will actually create waves, knocking sea until you experience it for yourself. So, lucky enough for all of us here today, we've already picked out two very brave volunteers to experience just that. You guys ready? We already picked out these two right here. Make it next time. All right, you guys ready? How about you guys? You want to see these guys get wet? Oh, come on. We can do better than that. You want to see them get wet? All right, have a seat right here. Go ahead and sit down. Nope, sit down. There you go. Hold on to that handle. Lean back. All right, I think they're ready. All right, great job. Let's give our brave volunteers a big round of applause. Now, because killer whales live in every ocean, it's no surprise that they eat all different types of prey, which even includes other whales. Now, the blue whale that you see on the screen here is the world's largest animal, and they're 5 times longer and 50 times heavier than a killer whale. So, how does a killer whale this size eat a whale that size? It's all possible because killer whales are the ultimate team players.
In this example, we see the larger male orcas surround a sperm whale, forming a perimeter, while the females continue to drive the whale forward until it reaches exhaustion. The calves then move in to join the adults in the group. Whatever their prey, killer whales always cooperate and hunt together, making them a highly successful predator.
Play is an important part of everyday life for killer whales. It's how they teach their young to hunt and teach them their skills as they grow. Killer whales are always interacting and showing their playful side in the wild, and of course, right here in SeaWorld. Porpoising is when an orca swims fast on the surface of the water, breaking out of the water just briefly. You may find them doing this when catching a ride in the wake of a boat, or even when surfing amongst the waves. Killer whales like to be touched, and they'll rub their bellies on rocks when they can. Kalia is about to show us this, just like the whales of British Columbia. You'll also see killer whales imitating each other. We see it here all the time. All of the whales are always mimicking and running from one another. Now, playful behavior does have a purpose. For example, a tail whip might be used to stun a fish. But today, these orcas might just be stunning all of you. They'll even roll over and show us their tail flukes, which is optimal if we ever need to obtain a voluntary blood sample. They'll even slide up onto a scale so that we can monitor their weight. All 8 of our whales get weighed each week to ensure our young whales are growing appropriately and to make sure our adult whales are maintaining a healthy weight. They'll even allow us to collect a breath sample right from their blowhole, all because of the relationships we built day after day right here at SeaWorld. And right now I'd like to introduce you to 2 very special whales. Over at stage we have Orchid on the left and Kalia on the right. Kalia and Orchid are 2 very athletic and intelligent females. Let's everyone give a round of applause for Kalia and Orchid. Together these 2 have been inspiring millions of guests just like yourselves to care for and protect our world's oceans. We challenge the whales every day to learn new things to engage and stimulate their minds. Things like diet, exercise, and of course play help to keep these whales in great shape.
The whales here at SeaWorld have helped killer whales in the wild by participating in many research studies. One ongoing study monitors the whale's heart rate and breathing to understand how marine noise pollution from ship engines and other sources affect wild populations. In another study, scientists from NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, took measurements of the killer whales living here, including pregnant whales. By comparing these measurements with drone footage of killer whales in the wild, scientists are able to monitor the wild population's nutritional and reproductive states. Other research has been done here at SeaWorld on the mother whale's milk composition. This research will help create an effective model to understand how toxins in the ocean impact wild killer whales and their milk supply. What we learn from the whales in our care every day is actively helping whales in the wild survive. And just by being here today, you've supported our rescue, research, and conservation efforts all around the world. If we work together, like the killer whale, we can protect the future of the Orcinus orca and this beautiful planet that we all share.